Welcome back to the broadcast. Centennial Colts wearing the all-white and the George Brown Huskies wearing the double royal blue. On your screen as you'll see it, Colts going left to right and Huskies going right to left. Phillip and Rebelido to take the tip. And the Huskies win the opening tip. And the ball goes out of bounds, staying the way of George Brown.
We're not even 10 seconds into the game and there's already some discussion from the bench.
And kept on the outside and stolen away by the Colts. And James dribbling down, kicks back out to Christiana Crooks. Now Baptiste Phillip up top, swings to the outside. Arazo back to James. Gonna try one, and off the mark. Rebound almost picked up by the Colts, and it's Huskies ball. So right away, not shying away from trying threes here early on. I see a lot of confidence in this Colts team after playing a great game last week, but earlier this week, but they got to keep it up. And rebound goes to Crooks over the timeline. Baptiste Phillip up top, looking for options. Arazo. James tries a three. Won't go. Rebound goes Baptiste Phillip. Stuck inside. And can't get the bucket to go, but she's hacked on the way up and is going to head to the free throw line. And as Coach Mullings talked about the other day, Luis, you could really see that they're stressing points in the paint, attacking the rim, and right off the hop, getting to the line is a great thing for the Colts.
Yeah, that's right. Especially if Abby Baptiste Phillip is able to get some points here. She misses the first one, but even though having a good start here in comparison to the game against Durham earlier this week.
Phillip buries the second, and the Colts break the double goose egg, getting the first lead of the game. In the corner, and it's good. First three-pointer drained by Genevieve Biolo. And the Huskies take the lead on a corner three. James with Pangan working on her. Arazo from way outside. And not good.
You can see that confidence in Arazo there after her amazing night on Wednesday, trying the 3 points. Unfortunately for the Colts, it doesn't get in.
So Pangan takes it over the timeline. Granger swings inside to Rebelido, and Rebelido makes good on the basket, expanding this Huskies lead to 4. Colts trying to get over half. Finally swing it over. Nice pass inside. Phillip to the hole, and good by Abby Baptiste Phillip. And not taking things slowly are the Huskies, triggering it back on the other side. Three-pointer won't go. Rebound layup, no good. And mid-range jumper outside, just in and out. Another offensive rebound, but a great block by Phillip. And she's charging one-on-one. Driving in the lane, layup, won't go, rebound, kicks back out to Tiffany James, foot's on the line, so that's not going to count as a three, and Arazo hustles to get the rebound, and back up top to the high post for Phillip. Arazo passes over to James, 5 on the clock to shoot, Phillip working inside, gets the layup to go, ties the game, great work inside, and nice passing around the horn by the Colts.
Surprise here. Looking at number 15 from George Brown, Carolina Rebelido from Guadalajara, Mexico. She seems to be injured, but nevertheless she's still playing, even though she cannot run properly in the court.
And Torn Pangan just hit the three from the corner, making it 8-5 for George Brown. So James is stripped. Pass up top. Conate, no one home. Easy layup for George Brown.
This is something that repeated constantly in the game against Durham. Calls all over the attack. No one left behind for defense. It seemed at the very beginning of this game that had been corrected. We could see that the Colts constantly were left a couple of players behind, but now in this play, that was not the case.
And Phillip puts the layup in, cutting this lead down to 3. Granger. Pass for Robelito and they're not able to connect. Ball's rolling out of bounds and a turnover. So subs checking in for George Brown. And Jacelyn Valencia comes in, as well as Miko Thomas, seeing their first minutes of this game. Valencia, first year from Central Technical here in North York, the GTA, and stolen away by the Huskies. They set up shop. And the three's no good. Offensive board. Baptiste Phillip in to extinguish any second chance points. James with a Euro step. Won't go. Robelito with the rebound. And the Huskies break out in transition again. Looks like she thought about it for a second. James on her up top. Granger for 2. No good. And just tipped out of bounds. Huskies are going to keep the ball. Crooks looked like she wanted to get a handle on it. Couldn't. And that halfway decision costs the Colts another offensive possession. So Miko Thomas to inbound for George Brown. Into Valencia. Working on James. Into the corner. Kane drives, kicks, Robelito, mid-range jumper, won't go. And tipped up. Possession secured by the Huskies. Valencia drives between 2 defenders, and layup is good. What a great drive there from Jacelyn Valencia. And the Huskies taking control with an early lead here halfway through the first quarter. Crooks being guarded closely. Now Baptiste Phillip in the high post. Looking for the mid-range jumper, steps around her defender, catches nothing but air.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Abby Baptiste Phillip to go past Carolina Robelito from the George Brown Huskies. It's very difficult to find someone taller than Abby Baptiste Phillip, but the Huskies have managed to do so.
Inside, layup won't go. Second chance points, and it's good. So nice job there by Nia Rysmith to put in the offensive rebound. Difference back to 3. 12-9 Huskies, 4:20 left in the first quarter. Pump fake, Granger kicks. That shot is good. And Miriam Connate making the Colts pay on the baseline again. Nice shot by the Huskies. DeSantos Gutierrez to take it up for Centennial. And Baptiste Phillip over to James. Rysmith working inside and kicks back out. Looks back for the entry pass, and Robelito taps it out of bounds. And a trio of subs comes in for George Brown. Crooks to inbound, 8 to shoot. Baptiste Phillip on the baseline. Has 5. Working inside. Tries to get a shot off. Layup won't go. And rebound goes to George Brown. Quickly up ahead. And just a hair on the baseline. Out of bounds. And then the turnover falls in favor of Centennial.
You can see their coach Naomi Mullins talking to Abby Baptiste-Phillip, probably giving her some more indications. It will be interesting that she and Ayuka de Santos Gutierrez could get in sync as they did in the game against Seneca.
Smith puts the layup in. Nice work there. And these teams are trading punches here late in the first quarter. Pump fake, driving on 2 defenders, and Baptiste-Phillip a little too aggressive on the block attempt. And had she gone straight up and down there, would have had a clean look at that block, but instead goes into the invisible cylinder above the attacker. With an aggressive swing like that, Luis, the ref's going to call it every time.
Yeah, it's something that had happened before to Abby Baptiste-Phillip. She tries to use her height in order to block those throws, but sometimes, as you say, it's a little bit too aggressive, and it's ended up getting these free throws to the rival team.
Thomas misses the first and misses both, but grabs her own rebound. Nice hustle play, and inside once again to Torn Pangan. And the Huskies making work of the Colts on the offensive glass, dominating so far early in this game. Baptiste-Phillip with Vassell on her. Now looks inside and stolen away there by Connate. Kicks. 3 ball. Won't go. Baptiste-Phillip with the rebound for Centennial. And she's charging ahead. Pass inside. James fumbles the pass. And that's going to be another turnover for Centennial. As Jenna Crawford checks into the game for Smith. 16-11 here with 2:30 remaining in the first quarter. Huskies lead over the Centennial Colts. Vassell inside, and it's not going to count. No basket as the referee indicates that she was traveling.
Yeah, good one that ball didn't go in the net, in the basket, sorry, because it would have extended George Brown's lead to a 7-point lead, and something the Colts don't need right now, psychologically speaking.
Phillip drives on the baseline, gets it to go, and the foul! Great work inside by Abby Baptiste-Phillip. Nice move, draws 2 defenders, stays strong on balance, gets the basket, and a chance for one more.
Very nice there from Abby Baptiste-Phillip to try to get some advantage from the fact that Carolina Rebolledo was not in the court at the moment.
And as you mentioned, Luis, Rebolledo, a huge dominant force down low for the Huskies. And when you can take advantage of that size mismatch, it's a huge opportunity to pull back into the game as Baptiste-Phillip completes the 3-point play. Colts pressing now more. Still going the way of the Huskies, but you can see Coach Mullings calling for a little bit more aggressive defense here on these press breaks.
Yeah, it's been more than one occasion that the Colts were caught on the break, so it's very important to keep the very focused on the game while defending as well.
And Granger taking it up for the Huskies, leading the team in rebounds so far this season with 11 per game. Almost averaging a double-double at 9 points so far. Rebolledo off the mark on the long 2, and Jenna Crawford secures the rebound. Quickly over to Baptiste-Phillip. Floater. Good.
Nice.
Tie game once again. And Baptiste-Phillip putting in work for the Colts on offense. 3 ball.
That was a bit of a distraction there from the Colts defense.
Quickly up ahead. Pass inside. Baptiste-Phillip once again doesn't get the layup to go. And the Huskies break out in transition. Rebolledo. Valencia tries her luck. And shot doesn't go. Rebound goes to Christiana Crooks. DeSantos Gutierrez working inside. And now there's a foul. So foul called on Miriam Connate. That's her first of the game. And Coach Wiltshire is going to want to talk this one over as the Huskies call a timeout here. 1:13 left in the first quarter. Ball game tied. Colts and Huskies at 16. Be back in 30. And welcome back to the Athletic and Wellness Center here at Progress Campus at Centennial College. Tie ball game here between the Centennial Colts and the George Brown Huskies. And Luis, so far, Abby Baptiste Phillip, huge as always.
Yeah, once Abby gets it going, it's very difficult to stop. However, I see that she's getting some medical attendance right now on the Colts bench. Let's remind everyone in the stream, Abby Baptiste Phillip has been suffering of a couple of injuries in the recent past. She had something going on her knee, and she's been currently treated by the Colts team. And she's making all the effort possible to be in these games, but you know, sometimes the body asks for some rest.
And Smith blocked on the first and second attempt, and she's hit with the foul from behind. So Smith picks up her first. And Genevieve Biolo checks back into the game for George Brown. As we're now on a minute left here in the first quarter, ball game still tied at 16. Kick out, Biolo for three, that's good. And the substitute makes quick work of the three-point line for the Huskies, giving them back the lead. 19-16, and a turnover, ball thrown out of bounds. The Colts definitely need to settle things down here.
You can feel the absence of Abby Baptiste Phillip in this team. It's not the tallest of teams, and when you take a piece like Abby, who is 6'1", it creates a notorious difference on attack and on defense.
Valencia, closely guarded by DeSantos Gutierrez. And a pump fake, Conate back to Robledo. Shot won't go, rebound goes to Crooks. 3-second difference, game clock, shot clock. James up top, Biolo on her. Loses a handle for a second and gets it back. Smith, 9 to shoot, working on Robledo. Layup won't go, and George Brown secures the rebound. 4 seconds, 3, Valencia to Biolo. She's gonna fire it, and Conate's attempt is no good. That takes us to the end of the first quarter. George Brown Huskies lead, 19-16 here at the AWC. You're watching OCAA basketball on OCAA Live. Back in a minute with Matias Bueno and Luis Ramirez. And welcome back to the AWC here at Centennial Campus. Huskies lead the Colts 19-16 at the end of one. And your first quarter stats. Huskies 38% from the field. Colts not far behind at 37. So these teams have played relatively even so far, Luis.
Yeah, it's been a very tight game, Matthias. George Brown only getting a 3-point difference here. I think that now that Abby Baptiste Phillip is back with the Colts right now, it's a good chance to try to get the lead.
Arazo to inbound. And Jenna Crawford swings it over to DeSantos Gutierrez. Shot no good, and the tip goes out of bounds, and George Brown gets the ball back. And Pangan controlling the possession. Now to Granger. Granger wants options and goes back to Pangan. Driving inside. And Crooks secures the rebound. Quickly up ahead. And it's tapped out of bounds by Connate. So Colts keep possession here.
You can see the coaches there living a game of their own as well.
DeSantos Gutierrez. Inside, Phillip, layup, good. And Baptiste Phillip doing everything she can to stay in this game and continue to be an offensive force for the Colts.
Yeah, that's one of the combinations the Colts need. Abby Baptiste Phillip and Ayoka DeSantos Gutierrez, they understand themselves very well, and you can see that they're talking right now, trying to plan probably a fast counter if they get the chance after this free throw for George Brown.
And Torrin Pangan, no good on the first attempt here at the free throw line. And another miss, but rebound goes to Robledo. Kick out. Three. Won't go by Thomas. And Baptiste Phillip taking control of the offense for Centennial. Kicks out. DeSantos Gutierrez for three.
Oh, nice.
But it's a two. Referee gave the signal for two. Looks like her foot was on the line there. Very close. But regardless, a great bucket there for the Colts. Back up top, Granger working on Crawford. Steps into a two, just grazes the rim, and the Colts come away with it. Arazo over to Crooks.
That collision there left Abby hurting a bit.
And Gutierrez no good on the three, but rebound goes to Arazo, and a foul is called against George Brown. So foul called there on Torrin Pangan. Colts holding on to a one point lead.
I don't like what I'm seeing here, Matthias. Once again, Abby Baptiste Phillip out with the medical department.
Crawford up top. Pass inside, batted away from Lysmith. Crooks, three to shoot. Gotta take a shot. Rebound goes back to Crooks. Nice hustle inside. Layup won't go. Ball batted up. And DeSantos Gutierrez controls it. 7 to shoot now. Kicks out. Crooks for three. Just grazes the front rib, and Robledo comes away with the rebound for George Brown. As you mentioned, Luis, Baptiste Phillip on the sideline, but it's stolen away. Jenna Crawford, she's all alone. And puts it in to extend this Colts lead to 3. And that's the kind of offense they're going to need the rest of the way if Baptiste Phillip is going to be limited with her minutes.
That's right.
Granger was looking inside for someone, and Arazo called for the double dribble. Looks like she was going to lob it to a teammate. And once she realized that there was no one else on the other end, got caught in a bit of a oops, my bad moment. So turnover. After great defensive possession, he's going to keep possession. Pardon me, he's going to keep the ball in the Colts' end in possession for the Huskies. Pass inside, Vassell. No good on the layup. But Lysmith got a piece of it, so Huskies keep the ball with 9 to shoot. Biolo to inbound. Valencia. Over to Frew. And it's good. Gina Frew from downtown. And this ball game is tied once again at 22. So Jacelyn Valencia called for the foul there as Baptiste Phillip checks back into the game. And when you have a player as dominant as her, Luis, you're going to want to do everything you can to make sure she's incorporated in every single part of the game. Mind you, you don't want to lose her to serious injury, but she's such a dynamo for the Colts on offense.
That's right, Matthias, and she knows she's important in this team. So I think that's why she's trying to make everything possible to get back to the game, even though she seems to be suffering with that meniscus there. She's been suffering from that since her last year of high school, and she even doubted she was able to play college basketball because of it. So let's hope she gets back to 100% fitness.
And the layup there, good by George Brown, giving them back the lead. Baptiste Phillip working inside on Robolito. Nice take by Baptiste Phillip. An absolute workhorse for the Colts. No pun intended there. Making the George Brown Huskies pay down low in double digits already at 16 points. Leading the game and her team. Connate, step back. Shot no. Rebound goes to Crawford and she's hacked by Connate. And it looks like Chloe Whitten's going to check into the game for Centennial. As the Huskies call another timeout. Ball game tied at 24 here at the AWC. You're watching OCAA basketball on OCAA Live. And welcome back to the Athletic and Wellness Center here at Centennial College. Another tie ball game here early on. And Luis, we've talked about this. These two teams evenly matched. Similar starts to the season. Both have a dominant big. And they're really going at each other so far.
Yes, Matthias, and something that surprised me is that the last couple of games for Centennial were very friction games, and this one, on the contrary, has been somehow very fluid. You can see that there's a lot of defense, yes, but players are able to keep the ball longer. In other scenarios, it was a matter of constant fouls for and against the Colts.
And Whitten, no good on the baseline jumper. Ball tips off of the heel of Connate. And a turnover there gives the Colts an opportunity to take back the lead. So Whitten inbounds. Gutierrez lost the handle for a second. Baptiste Phillip now working down low on Granger. Gets it to go. Baptiste Phillip, an absolute monster down low. 18 points in the first half alone. We still got 5:46 left to go before the break. Into the corner. Biolo working on the wing. Down low to Granger on Whitten. Kicks. Valencia wants an option, won't get one. 2 to shoot. Granger throws it up. Rebound goes to DeSantos Gutierrez. And pushing the pace up to Sofia Razo on a jump ball. He's going to give the Huskies the ball back, according to the possession arrow. As Robolito comes back into the game for George Brown. And that's been the matchup to watch so far in this game. And the two centers for both teams going at each other. Back and forth, back and forth. Granger up top. Biolo coming off the screen, tries a three. Shot no, rebound secured by the Colts. And James has options, 3-on-2, layup just out of reach. Baptiste Phillip again. 20 points on the night so far. And we're only a minute past the point that I said that we're close to the halfway mark of this game. And she's doing everything on the offense for the Colts so far as Biolo gets hacked on the way up and she's going to head to the line. Luis, when you see the way that Baptiste Phillip plays, she's 9 of 15 from the field, 60% shooting already. We thought that we'd seen the best from her so far, averaging 26 and 24 so far. She's almost already there, and we're not even at halftime.
Yeah, I know. I was able to speak to her just before the season start, and she told me that she considers this to be the greatest opportunity of her lifetime after almost considering retiring from professional basketball. So I think she just doesn't take any game for granted, and she wants to give her best at every chance she has, and that's why we see her improving every match.
James over to Crooks, driving around the wing, and Whitten lost the handle. Huskies get it back. Pass up quickly to Biolo. Hands off to Granger. Mid-range jumper. Won't go, and Baptiste Phillip comes away with another rebound. That's her 7th of the night. Working, elbow jumper. Shot no. And just up and over the backboard off the back rim. And out of bounds. Huskies ball as Lysmith checks back in for Chloe Whitten. And Vanessa Vassell running the offense here for the Huskies. Over to Biolo on the wing. Stolen away by Baptiste Phillip. Just a step quicker than Robolito. It's good.
Once again, Sophia Razo with the 3 points.
And Arazo finding her mark from downtown. And that's her first 3 of the game. Colts' biggest lead so far, 31-25, stolen away. James on a breakaway, no one's home, and she's hacked on the way up. And a bit of a hard foul there by Connate. James banged up on the way for the layup attempt.
You can say that you can see there that head coach Omari Wilshire was not happy there with Mariam Kanade. She wasn't able to support the team at the moment, lost the ball there. She was able to make up for herself and deflect that ball. But yeah, she was substituted in the end, and you can see her frustration there on the bench.
James makes the first. And off on the second, Lysmith working on side to try to save it. Ball still in play. Fumbling around, Arazo on the floor. And a jump now is called. And the Colts are going to keep possession, according to the arrow. And Coach Mullings wants to have a quick chat, calling timeout for the Colts. They lead 32-25, largest of the game so far, over the George Brown Huskies. Back in 30 on OCAA Live. Welcome back to the AWC. OCAA women's basketball. Colts lead 32-25, their largest of the game so far over the Georgetown Huskies. And Luis, the story of this game so far, Abby Baptiste-Phillip, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. She's doing it all for the Colts on offense. We still have 3:18 to go for the half.
Yeah, I think it's because of her that the Colts were able to grab the lead. And from that moment onwards, I think the team has been functioning much better than at the beginning.
Quick pass inside. Baptiste-Phillip catches the Huskies sleeping on defense and makes do with the mismatch and miscommunication, expanding this lead to 9. Pass inside. Rebelito. And he's called for 3 in the key.
You could see there that Rebelito is not feeling so good, so comfortable when playing. Might be because of all those things covering her leg right now, and she hasn't had enough mobility in comparison to the rest of her teammates.
Baptiste-Phillip looks inside for Lysmith, fumbling it around up top, and stolen away by Thomas. And a foul called there on Christiana Crooks. Yeah, she picks up her first foul of the game. Pangan running the offense for the Huskies. Over to Rebelito. And Thomas kicks out. Nice drive inside by Vanessa Vassell. And she grabs her first bucket of the game, cutting this lead back to 7. James for 3. It's good. Tiffany James from downtown makes it a 10-point game. Largest lead of the night for Centennial.
So I'm so happy for Tiffany James that she's been able to get her moment to shine here in the team, with the team, sorry. She had a stupendous game, defensively speaking, against Durham last night, and now she's able to contribute with points as well.
Baptiste-Phillip with a nice drive, misses the second chance opportunity, but she's going to get a chance for a pair of free throws here to make up for the missed bucket. 1 rebound shy of a double-double. And the story of Abby Baptiste-Phillip is one of the premier ones to watch in OCAA women's basketball this year. As you mentioned, Luis, having suffered a serious injury in high school, thinking that might have been the end of her opportunity to play basketball at the collegiate level, and here she is, dominating the league so far. And second free throw is good. Pushing this lead to 11. Pangan comes off the screen. Baptiste-Phillip working on her. Looking for an option outside. Kicks for a long range 2. Won't go. And rebound is secured by Tiffany James. But she's called for traveling. Miscue there by the Colts. And the Huskies set up in great position here with just under a minute and a half left to try to keep cutting away at this lead. Stuck 11 so far. Pump fake gets James to bite. Drives, kicks. Biolo for 3. Won't go. Rebound. Goes back out to Vassell. Her layup attempt no good. And Rebelito hacked on the way up. And she earns herself 2 free throws. And Rebelito makes the first. Makes them both. Back to a single-digit lead for Centennial. 38-29, just shy of a minute remaining in the first half. James inside Eli Smith. Baptiste-Phillip takes a strong move to the hole.
It's important to keep that. Sorry, Matthias there, but it's important just to keep that difference between just before halftime. It's very important psychologically speaking.
Rebelito, fadeaway jumper, no good. And James controls it here as the Colts, with a shot clock and a half left here in the second quarter. Pass to Santos Gutierrez, back out to James for three. Her shot no good. Rebelito with the rebound. And a 1 second difference, game clock, shot clock. Huskies trying to get the best open look they can as another kick out and an offensive foul called against George Brown. Tiffany James taking great position defensively as Genevieve Biolo is called with the charge. And now with 12 ticks left here, Colts looking to hold on for one more shot. Santos Gutierrez controls for Centennial. James has three to shoot. Got to get it off. Phillip won't go. And that'll take us to halftime here as the Centennial Colts maintain an 11-point lead over the visiting George Brown Huskies. 40-29 in favor of the Colts. Here, leading scorer for Centennial so far, Baptiste Phillip, 25-9 through 2 quarters of play. And for George Brown, no scores in double digits yet, but still a relatively close match so far. Biggest difference has been points off turnovers for Centennial. And we'll catch up with you for the second half on OCAA Live. You're watching OCAA Women's Basketball on OCAA Live. Second half coming up. And welcome back to the Athletic and Wellness Center here. OCAA women's basketball on deck. And the Centennial Colts lead the George Brown Huskies 40-29 after 2 quarters of play. Performers at the half for the Colts. Abby Baptiste-Phillip, 25 points, 9 rebounds. And the second highest scorer is tied between Tiffany James and Nia Lysmith, both with 4 points. Leading rebounder, Christiana Crooks. And on the side of George Brown, Genevieve Biolo leading the way for the Huskies with 7 points. And Catalina Rebelito leading the way on the boards for George Brown with 7. As we get set for the second half to start here. One of the biggest differences, as mentioned before the half, points off turnovers, Colts 11 compared to Huskies 4. And making those turnovers count is going to be one of the biggest differences down the stretch here for these two teams. Swings over in the corner, Conate for 3. Shot no, rebound goes to Baptiste-Phillip. That's her double-double. Driving, all by herself, can't get it to go. And just before it went out of bounds, Miko Thomas tried to grab a hold of it, but then realized her momentum wouldn't allow her to keep it in bounds. And so the Huskies turn it over, and the Colts now with great possession here.
Yeah, Miko regretted her decision there. Now the Colts have the ball.
And Jenna Crawford, shot no, rebound there by Crooks. Puts it back in. Nice hustle there from the third year out of Lincoln Prep in Brampton, Ontario. Canna Granger up top. Crawford defending her. Trying to find room, can't find any, so she swings over. And Rebelito throws inside. Granger fades. Won't go. Rebound goes to Jenna Crawford. Crooks pushing the pace. Arazo steps into a transition 3, and it's good. Sophia Arazo from downtown. Great shot. And the Colts offense working on all cylinders here. Up 16 on the Huskies. George Brown looking for an answer. Granger driving, kicks. Arazo doesn't bite on the pump. Drives back inside, layup attempt, won't go. Rebound tipped over to Sophia Arazo. And Crooks over to Baptiste-Phillip. Working on Rebelito. And she loses a handle after beating her defender.
What a great first minute of the third quarter. Sophia Arazo there with a 3-pointer. She's been having great shots from that distance in the last couple of games. So great that she's been able to contribute in that way with the team.
And Arazo 2 of 3 so far from the field, and those are all 3-pointers. Pair that with 5 rebounds, and she's having herself quite a game as the second leading scorer for Centennial so far. As Biolo taking it across the timeline for George Brown. And almost picked off there by Jenna Crawford. And Granger calling for a screen. Doesn't get one. Drives instead. And rebound goes to Baptiste-Phillip. Had a nice open look there, but just couldn't be in control of the finesse on that layup. Crooks for 3. And shot is no good. Rebound goes back to Torrin Pangan. Miko Thomas now up top. Back to Granger. Swung cross court. Inside, Biolo turns around and can't get the shot to go. Baptiste-Phillip is there for the rebounds. Baptiste-Phillip once again in the high post. Tiffany James shot in and out. Rebound goes to Genevieve Biolo.
Beautiful complaint there from the Centennial bench as the referee didn't call that a foul.
Biolo free throw line jumper is good. And the Huskies have their answer as the lead is now 14 in favor of Centennial. Baptiste Phillip up top looking for an option. And swings over to Tiffany James. Baptiste Phillip gonna try one. Just out. But Crawford with the rebound. Back to Baptiste Phillip. Takes some contact. And a blocking foul called on Genevieve Biolo. So Baptiste Phillip is gonna head to the line for a pair of free throws. And you can see, Luis, that not at her top level speed, still putting in lots of work, able to find those open looks, get into open space, make the right pass, has great court vision. She's still almost the complete package even without being at 100%.
Yeah, that's right. The reason why the team is able to do these fast transitions from defense to offense is because of her. So yeah, I think everyone knows how important she is for the team. And even though she's not at 100% as you're saying, she's still generating a lot of offensive and defensive actions for the Centennial Colts.
And misses the second. Rebound into the corner. Goes to Frew. And quickly up now for the Huskies is Miko Thomas. Swinging around the horn. Vassell lost a handle, gets it back. Goes up for the layup, and she's fouled by Sophia Razzo. And if the Huskies are going to want to cut into this lead, creating more pressure in the paint is going to be one of the things they'll have to do a lot more of. And owning the paint is really a key factor in this game, as Centennial is out-rebounded George Brown 23-11 so far. Pardon me, 37-22. That's defensive rebounds, which are also very important still. And Centennial secured one right there. Baptiste Phillip kicked in the corner for Razzo. Back to Tiffany James. Just barely able to save it, but now the Huskies have an advantage, 2-on-1. Driving on Tiffany James. Kicks back out. And Biolo with a stutter step there. Thought about it. Instead, Miko Thomas tries a three, and it just rolls in.
A lot of suspense in that play there.
You're absolutely right, Luis. After doing a ring around the Rosies. And now the lead is 12. As George Brown has a bit of life. And a nice defensive play there, picked up by Lysmith. Can't get the second chance. Basket to go, and Crooks cleans up on the offensive glass. The Colts owning the boards, as I just said earlier, 38-23 so far. Total rebounds in favor of Centennial.
They're having a really good game tonight against the George Brown Huskies.
And layup attempt just rolls out. Rebound goes to Vassell. Swings back. Biolo straight on three is good. Genevieve Biolo leading the way for the Huskies. And doing everything she can to bring her team closer to a tie game. Baptiste Phillip takes it all herself. But instead, an offensive foul is called against the Colts, as the refs are going to talk this one over. And the foul's waved off after a discussion with the other official, as he said that she had established herself. And as you can see there, don't know that we have replays in here, but in the restricted area. So the waved off foul is called as a jump ball.
George Brown bench are not happy with that decision.
So just sorting out the possession arrow. James inbounds. Baptiste Phillip with a pump. Second chance. Won't go. Gets her own rebound. Looked like there was contact, no call. And the Colts keep possession. We're just halfway through the third quarter. Centennial still leads 48-37. Tiffany James. Nice, easy baseline jumper there. As Conate taking up the ball for George Brown. Leading scorer Biolo for the Huskies. Trying to get things going. Kicks out. Conate driving into the middle of the paint. Floater no good. Rebound by Lysmith. And Baptiste Phillip takes it up here for the Colts and swings back inside. Lysmith with a pump. Gets the layup to go. Lead back to 15 for Centennial.
A hit here happening near the center of the court.
And it looks like coming off that screen, James just took a bit of an awkward hit there. You can see her right knee is bandaged, so maybe nursing that right knee came into play when she took contact there off the screen by the Huskies. So she's going to head to the bench, to the trainer's table to receive some medical attention. As a pair of subs checks into the game, Ioka DeSantos Gutierrez, as well as Jenna Crawford, come in for the Colts. On the outside, it's Conate. Driving on DeSantos Gutierrez. Vassell into the paint. Floater. No good. Rebound goes to Christiana Crooks. Jenna Crawford to the baseline. Lysmith. Shot doesn't go. Rebound goes to George Brown. Pushing the pace is Vanessa Vassell. And her layup attempt is good. Lead chopped down now to 13. As the Colts wasting no time getting down the floor. Pushing the pace in transition. Layup couldn't fall. All the pieces in play. And Crawford couldn't finish the layup. And the pace of this game picking up a little bit here now. Vassell kicks out. Swung over to Conate. Loses a handle. Crooks driving now. It's 2-on-2 even numbers. Crooks driving on Frew. Won't get won't get a foul call. Trying to dry contact. And Baptiste Phillip, after a quick breather, comes back in for Centennial. Back and forth, Louise. These two teams are trying to turn this game into a track meet here early in the second half.
This must be one of the most intense games for the Colts so far this season. After a couple of friction games, this one, there's a bit of friction, don't get me wrong, but it's still much more fluid.
And Crooks grabs her 10th rebound of the game, but loses a handle just quickly there. And back inside for Frew, gets the layup to go. Still double-digit lead for Centennial. The Huskies slowly but surely clawing away. The Colts are going to have to make sure to keep playing clean on offense. And the offensive board secured by Jenna Crawford after she missed the layup. And Crooks with a floater inside. Baptiste Phillip grabs the rebound. And layup no good. And gets it to go, and the foul. After the offensive rebound, Baptiste Phillip, when it rains, it pours. And she is really pouring it on the offensive glass for the Colts.
George Brown bench still complaining about the referee decision.
Baptiste Phillip, just a dominant player, and it's complain, you can say what you like, but it's difficult to defend someone as dominant as her.
That's right.
And can't complete the three-point play, but gets her own rebound. Crawford. And so DeSantos Gutierrez called for a hold, and that's going to flip possession. And the Huskies Now with the ball here is Pangan. Calls for the screen, gets it from Granger. Thought about it, pumps, kicks back out to Torrin Pangan. Granger working on Baptiste Phillip. Valencia, 5 to shoot for the Huskies. Granger, pass deflected. Ball fumbling around, and Jenna Crawford comes away with it. Leading the charge for the Colts. And nice swing pass. Arazo for 3. This one short. Biolo lost a handle. And as she loses the handle, the Colts get possession. Arazo inbounds to Crawford. Gutierrez over to Sofia Arazo. Shot in and out. And rebound goes to Kiana Granger. Granger, stop. Pop. And it's good. Kiana Granger gets the free throw line jumper to go. And these two teams have traded punches so far. And a push called against the Huskies.
For the first time in a while, their Centennial doesn't have a two-digit lead. Currently 9 points ahead of the rival. Hopefully they can regain those 2 digits before the end of the third quarter.
And Arazo inbounds to Baptiste Phillip under the basket. Gotta move. 10 on the clock. DeSantos Gutierrez pulls a 3. Won't go. And not touched by anybody else as it sails out of bounds. And the Huskies get the ball back. 44 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Colts lead 54-43. And all tied up here in the third at 14 apiece. Granger kicks out. Nice swing pass. Connate working between 2 defenders. Almost gets it to go, but she's still heading to the line for free throws.
The Huskies getting some good momentum here. It was difficult for the Colts to maintain that rhythm, that pace throughout the entirety of the game.
And Marion Connate leading the Huskies so far this season in points per game, posting an 11-3 stat line so far. Connate, the second year out of Stephen Laycock in Scarborough, makes good on the first. Can she make it back to a single-digit deficit? And she does. Huskies still fighting. And the Colts, can they answer? DeSantos Gutierrez drives, tips around, and gets her own rebound back to her. Pumps. Arazo working on a floater.
Nice.
Gets it to go. Nice shot by Sofia Arazo. Gets the friendly roll. And 3 seconds left. 2, 1. Fires at the buzzer. Won't go. Thomas's layup is no good. And after the end of 3 quarters of play, the Colts still lead by 11, 56-45 here at the AWC. It's been a tight one so far through 3. Can the Colts hold on and get to 3-1? Or will the Huskies come back and win? Stay tuned. Back in 30, you're watching OCAA Women's Basketball on OCAA Live. Welcome back to the Athletic and Wellness Center here. You're watching OCAA Women's Basketball. I'm Matias Bueno, joined by Luis Ramirez. And we have 1 quarter of play left here between the Huskies and the Colts. Konate, nice drive, can't get the layup to go. And rebound goes. Colts pushing in transition here now. DeSantos Gutierrez. Pump fake, Smith.
Nice.
Jumper is good.
And I like that. Scoring and just quickly getting back into defense. That's what the team needs at this point.
And just tipped away by Smith. As the Colts, through 3 quarters, 39% from the field. And the Huskies, 32%. And one of the biggest categories that jumps off the page is rebounds, as mentioned earlier, Luis. 49-28 in favor of Centennial. And that's made a big difference here as Baptiste Phillip grabs another and is charging down. Arazo for 3. Short. Rebound goes to Granger. Kicks out. Pangan for 3. That's good. Torn Pangan hits the triple to bring the lead back to 10. And the Huskies won't go away just yet. Still lots of basketball left to be played. But it's going to take a little more consistency on offense for George Brown to even the score. An ambitious defensive presence from Marion Konate. Nice pass inside, all alone. Crooks with a nice layup. And great vision by Sophia Arazo to find Crooks wide open, cutting through the middle of the lane.
That's important for Centennial to get advantage of George Brown's mistakes.
And Arazo pushing the pace quickly here again. Hacked for 3. And Valencia just a little bit ambitious as the trailer. But Sophia Arazo gets hit in the act of shooting 3. And will now head to the line for a trio of free throws. Transition offense has definitely been one thing that we've seen pick up in the second half of this game, Luis. And it's definitely been very great so far to see the Colts take advantage of George Brown's mistakes, as you said, making sure to limit turnovers and crash the boards. It's the second. And Arazo makes all 3. A huge opportunity taken there by Centennial to push the lead back to 15. Baseline jumper. Won't go. Rebound to Arazo. Up top for Crooks. DeSantos Gutierrez looks inside for Smith. Loses a handle for a second. Back to Arazo. Swings around the horn. Crooks for 3. In and out. Rebound secured by the Colts. DeSantos Gutierrez. No good on the layup. Baptiste Phillip there to clean up on the offensive glass. Pushing the lead to the largest it's been all game. 17 points. Colts lead 65-48. Wide open 3 for George Brown is no good. And the long rebound goes to Baptiste Phillip. Colts again got numbers. 3-on-2 into the corner. DeSantos Gutierrez looks back inside. Crooks thought about it. Cutting inside for an easier chance, but instead Granger secures the rebound for the Huskies. Pushing the pace and just a bit out of the grasp of Marion Konate. So some substitutions coming into the game for both sides as Tiffany James comes back. Nice to see her in good shape. And Jenna Crawford as well back into the game for Centennial. As we see the return as well of Genevieve Biolo. And Gina Frew coming back in for the Huskies as well, alongside Vanessa Vassell. And a blocking foul there called against Frew. And Chloe Whitten is back in the game. And it's stolen away, and Connate drives and puts the layup in. Nice job.
And not a good pass there from Chloe Whitten, that East York native. Still, her presence is still important because with Baptiste Phillip out of the game for a while.
And another easy layup there by Marion Connate.
Yeah, I was going to say, with Baptiste Phillip out of the game, her presence still keeps some height into the team.
Long two, off the mark, and rebound goes to Frew. Huskies breaking in transition, looking to continue to cut back away at this lead again. Three from long range, no good. And the Colts secure the rebound on the offensive glass, pushed up to Whitten, and just fumbles off of her shin. So Baptiste Phillip checking back into the game for Aoka de Santos Gutierrez. And Omari Wiltshire calls for time with 6:18 left as his squad is down by 13, 65-52 here in the fourth quarter. You're watching OCAA women's basketball on OCAA Live. Back in 30. And welcome back. Huskies out of a timeout, down 13. And Coach Omari Wiltshire, in his fifth year as the bench boss for George Brown's women's basketball, having a discussion with the referee there. Valencia loses the handle, trying to get over half, and does to Vassell. Vassell driving in the lane, layup no good. Rebound tipped around, and Tiffany James throws it ahead. Baptiste Phillip, one-on-one to the hole, and the foul! Abby Baptiste Phillip making the Huskies pay on the other end with a great shot and a chance for one more. Baptiste Phillip, just an absolute monster offensively. I don't know how much more we can go into the Rolodex of our thesaurus, Luis, to describe the presence in the offensive paint by Abby Baptiste Phillip.
Yeah, but let's also point out the pass from Crawford. That was spectacular. It was similar to the play that Ayoka Santos Gutierrez tried to make just before the timeout, but now it's working, and that's great for the team.
Huskies stuck 16, and layup just sneaks in by Vanessa Vassell. Great job there to get the layup to go. James slowing the pace down now for Centennial. They're not in any hurry to run away with this one, but the Huskies have other intentions as the layup is good by Genevieve Biolo, leading the way so far for the Huskies with 14 points. And almost stolen away, but the referee says tipped off of George Brown. And De Santos Gutierrez coming back into the game for Chloe Whitten.
Yeah, it seems like the George Brown player will need some medical assistance there. We hope she's all right.
And Valencia looks Bit shaken up on the sideline there. Going to be taking a bit of a breather here quickly. And the ref trying to get things to quickly resume here. A nice quick pass into Christiana Crooks. Tiffany James up top, has it batted away, and it tips off of the foot of Pangan. So 7 to shoot for the Colts. Ball in their backcourt with just over 5 minutes left here, especially in the offensive end.
Yeah, that's right. And it's the second time the Colts do that same play, and the second time they get results.
DeSantos Gutierrez taking control of the offense and thrown off the foot of Genevieve Biolo as Sophia Razzo comes back into the game for Christiana Crooks. And Crooks, great contribution so far, 11 rebounds, second on the team so far in this game. And the pass inside of Baptiste Phillip, swung back outside. Crawford lost the handle for a second, gets it back. James, step back three, shot no, long rebound, goes out and secured by Pangan. Granger pushing the pace now for George Brown as Arazo comes up to stop her momentum. Biolo driving inside, floater, won't go. And Granger tried to save it, but the Colts keep possession here as we're reaching the 3-minute mark of this game. And Coach Wiltshire calls for time again as the Huskies still stuck 14 with 3:40 left in the fourth quarter. You're watching OCAA women's basketball. Colts, Huskies coming up next, back in 30. Welcome back to the AWC. Colts leading the Huskies 70-56 in OCAA women's basketball here. Both teams sitting at 2-1 in the standings, and with 3:40 to go, Colts looking to improve to 3-1. Huskies trying to come back. Crawford breaking the press as Baptiste Phillip slows things down. Arazo for three. It's good! Sophia Arazo, unconscious from downtown. That's another three-pointer, putting the lead back to the largest it's been at 17. Rebound goes to Jenna Crawford. Back to DeSantos Gutierrez. Baptiste Phillip got numbers. And an offensive foul called. A charge on Abby Baptiste Phillip, as Kiana Granger established her presence there, taking the charge. Baptiste Phillip still having a great game. 3 assists away from a triple-double, Luis.
Yeah, that's right. A great game. However, I think that in that last place there were 2 other members of the team that were in better position to attempt the basket. But, you know, she knows her qualities, and that's why she went all the way for that.
Wide open look, doesn't take it, swings over to Marion Conate. Floater inside, and a shot clock violation. Miko Thomas can't find the rim. And another turnover by the Huskies. Colts looking to hang on, under 3 left. Crooks taking on multiple defenders, and a travel there. Crawford just a step away from swinging over to Baptiste Phillip. And a golden opportunity there by the Colts.
Yeah, it was a nice pass by Christiana Crooks. And it was a good idea to play the ball to Abby Baptiste Phillip after that. But
and Miko Thomas now called for traveling, and back-to-back turnovers by both teams as we're 2.5 away from the end of this one. Huskies trying to apply as much pressure as they can. And Naomi Mullings calls for time. As you lose a timeout in the last 2 minutes of the game if you haven't called one, getting 3 for the second half. Deciding to take one here. We'll be back in 30. Colts lead 17, 73-56 on OCAA Live. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center here at Centennial College. As you're watching the Colts and the Huskies, OCAA women's basketball here on OCAA Live. Centennial holding on to a 17-point lead here with 2.5 to go. And an absolutely blazing second half here by the Colts as the pass is picked off there by Vanessa Vassell. And Colts calling for a travel, don't get the call. Granger drives inside, layup no good. Baptiste Phillip pushing things the other way in transition. Pass tipped away from Crooks and finally secured by Miriam Conate. Conate driving down the left side, throws it back. Granger for 3. Shot no, and Baptiste Phillip with another rebound. Thrown quickly across the court now to DeSantos Gutierrez and just tipped out by Conate. So you'd think towards the end of a game here, Luis, you want to slow the pace down, but the Colts don't look like they have any intentions of slowing down.
no, I think they have all the adrenaline running right now. And, you know, psychologically speaking, this is good that the team wants to give it 110% at all times. Despite having almost secured the win at this point, they're still keeping up the intensity. And that's good. That talks a lot about how physically they are right now at this moment.
And rebound secured by George Brown, tapped out of bounds by Crooks. So 1:41 left in the game. And the Huskies trying to find a way back into the corner for Biolo. 3 no good. Rebound goes to Vassell, but she's fouled there by DeSantos Gutierrez. As James and Lysmith check back in. Huskies got to get something going quick if they're going to make this more of a game. And the floater is there, good, by Torin Pangan. Cutting back into the lead, but will it be enough? Baptiste Phillip trying to work through a double team. And James collects the loose ball. Baptiste Phillip up top. Throws it inside. Lysmith, jumper blocked. Trying to get her own rebound. She does. Working for that offensive rebound is Baptiste Phillip. Spin move. Can't get the layup to go. And the rebound goes to Kiana Granger. Under a minute left in the game. Granger driving for the Huskies. Kicks inside. Conate gets the bucket to go. Colts lead is 13. Baptiste Phillip. Over to James. Colts working around the horn.
Nice.
Shot good by Nia Lysmith. And no quit in this Colts team. Not content with running out the clock. They want to fend off their opponents as much as they can. As Granger misses the layup on the other end. Quick pass out to Baptiste Phillip. And the track meet continues. But she pulls it back out. And now, with under a shot clock left in the game, tipped away there. And a foul called against Jenna Crawford. So with 17 ticks left, Colts up 15. And Arazo checks back into the game. So a bit of a discussion about the wanting of a timeout, and Coach Wiltshire gets his wish. Huskies call for time with 17 ticks left in the fourth quarter here. You're watching OCAA Women's Basketball back in 30 to the AWC. And welcome back to the AWC. 17 seconds left here in this one. Colts up 15 on the George Brown Huskies, 75-60. And after the timeout, Huskies advance the ball for one potential last possession. Genevieve Biolo pulls a three, hangs in the air and won't go. Kayla Granger on the offensive glass. And the Colts get it over half and now can run it out. And James with one last shot attempt, but it won't go, and that will do it. Colts win 75-62 over the George Brown Huskies, moving up to 3-1 in the OCAA Eastern Conference as the Huskies lose two straight after winning two straight. And Luis, great performance all around by the Huskies as well as the Colts. Wasn't enough for George Brown tonight. What did you see on both sides?
I mean, I think it's the best game so far for the season for the Centennial Colts, offensively and in defense as well. Every player seems to be so focused, and you know, there's a lot of merit in that, because we were talking this at the end of the stream on Wednesday night. With the schedule as tight as it is right now, there's going to be a lot of fatigue throughout this season. And tonight we were able to see that this Centennial team is able to go even against fatigue. We could see that all players, until the very last second of the last quarter, despite having a considerable lead, they were still giving their all. So that's great. It's great to see that their stamina levels are up. For George Brown, they still did a very good game. I think we could see their best basketball between the first and the second quarter. There was a point there, a breaking point would be by the time Carolina Reboledo was unable to go back into the game. And we can see now taking off all of her bandage. I think they lost a valuable piece there, and it turned up in the difference that we saw at the end.
A close one it was at the beginning. Colts pull away and win 62, pardon me. 75-62, the final score in this one. For Luis Ramirez, I'm Matias Bueno saying so long from the AWC. and hang around for the men's game. Coming up next, Colts and Huskies here at Centennial College.